Before we begin, can we just have a moment of celebration for the beginning of sweatshirt weather? Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about toy organization. I know, scary topic to talk about, but you will leave feeling empowered and ready and like you can conquer the mountain that is toy keeping, throwing, organizing chaos that it is. This has been my huge war with childhood, is not letting the toys overwhelm. So I had the privilege of having my daughter later than most of my friends did. So I got to see what all of my friends did, what they didn't do, how they parented, how they did whatever it is they did related to parenting and raising kids. And one thing that I wanted to do when I had kids, I didn't know if I could accomplish it, but I wanted to, was try to keep toys under control. So currently my daughter is upstairs watching a movie. So if you hear pounding or music or random screaming because she's excited, that's why. Anyway, toy organization feels overwhelming, feels like you can never get ahead of it, feels like it is just a huge job to take care of always. So I'm here to give you 5 tips today that will help you keep your kids' toys organized and not overflowing every 10 seconds. Get ready, y'all. It's gonna be fantastic. All right, so toy organization, you can do this, you can stay ahead of it, you can keep everything organized and cleaned and not feel like it is taking over every single area of your home. My very first tip, and it's probably the most important tip out of all of them, there's probably 2 that I think are the most important, tied for first. Number 1, bins. If you want to stay organized with toys and you want them to not look like a giant mountain of randomness, use bins. My favorite thing is to get the bins from Target. They have like these little like basket weave bins. Let me just show you. These bins. These are the bins that are right behind me below, if you can see below. But I got these at Target. I think I got them for like $4 a piece, but I bought 4 gray ones and I think I have 4 white ones upstairs. So my daughter knows all the gray bins are downstairs and all the toys that are downstairs go in the gray bins, and any toys that are upstairs toys go in the white bins upstairs. So the trick with getting all of the toys in the bins every single time is to put a lot of work in at first. I'm gonna be really honest. I have been telling my daughter since I got these about a year ago, every time we clean up toys, put them in the gray bins. Did you put them in the gray bins? Put the toys in the gray bins. How many toys are not in the gray bins? Whichever way you want to phrase it, I make sure that toys and gray bins are in the very same sentence. I just continually make sure to be very disciplined at always telling her that and always making it a consistent thing. When we clean up, toys go in gray bins if we're downstairs. If we're upstairs, toys go in white bins when we're upstairs. And the nice thing about bins too is when you're looking at them straight on, you cannot see anything inside of them unless they're, overflowing. But my tip would be to get enough bins that the toys only go up to the top of the bins, so that if you look straight on at them, you're not seeing toys out the top of the bin. But it works really great. It keeps everything organized and the toys don't have to go back in specific spots. It's literally just throw whatever you can in the gray bins and it's done. Perfect. Then it relieves all the stress of you trying to get things back in the exact spots where you wanted them. Nobody needs that kind of diligency in motherhood. You just need toys to be hidden and all in the same spot. That's really all you need. Number 2. Another reason why I have the bins is because it limits us to how many toys we're able to have. This is my number 2 tip. Set a limit to how many toys you are going to stick with. My bins, I have 4 gray bins, 4 white bins upstairs. My rule is if all of your toys cannot fit in those 8 bins that I've given you, which in my mind, in our house, is plenty of toys, then we have to get rid of some toys. And I have said this from day one with my child. It's not up for negotiation. We will get rid of toys if we need to. We will get new toys eventually, because it always happens. Christmas, birthdays, random times, grandparents, all of that, which is fine. Toys are great, but I definitely don't want them running my life. So, so set a limit. If your toys cannot fit in set amount of bins or set area, you either have to get rid of toys or cycle out toys, pack the other ones away, whatever you gotta do to keep the limit that you've set. And I know that sounds hard, but you can do it. If you set your resolve and you're consistent with your children, you continue to tell them, this is what we're doing. We're not veering from this. There are no exceptions. Eventually they will learn that. They will be on board. It will be fine. If your kids are used to having a ton of toys and you end up having to pare down to a lot less toys than they're used to, there probably will be an adjustment period. But I promise you, eventually they will be on board. They will get over it, and they will learn to play with the toys that they have because they have no other option. So it's great. It's a great way to teach them how to be happy with less and how to be grateful for what they have and how to use what they have. Number 3, this is a big one. This is another one that takes discipline and diligence. Reassess your toy inventory very frequently. Now, very frequently is very relative, so that could be weekly, which I don't think anyone's gonna be doing that weekly. If I'm being really honest, I don't think I can handle weekly. In my own house, I do it if I am feeling overwhelmed or I even sense that like maybe the toys are starting to take over, I immediately do inventory. It's either the day I feel that or the next day that I feel that, because I know if I don't get on that right away, it will just become a big snowball effect and then eventually become so overwhelming that I don't want to do it. I would suggest just picking a day every month. So the 3rd Friday of every month, we do a toy assessment, or, you know, on the 10th of every month you do that. Whatever works for you, just set a time, set a date, or set some sort of trigger for you that's gonna let you know, okay, it's time for me to reassess the toys and get some toys in storage away that I can bring out later and exchange with other toys, or get rid of toys, either donating, throw away, giving to another child, whatever. Number 4. This is probably the most fun tip. During Christmas and during birthday time is probably when you're most likely to get toys. So if you feel comfortable and good about doing this, you can, in lieu of toys, request experiences. So you can ask parents, grandparents, cousins, aunts, uncles, whatever, instead of a toy, could we maybe go to the trampoline park with you? Or maybe you can get us a gift certificate to a pottery painting place, or you know, maybe write out a fun little coupon that says, well, I'll go roller skating later, and then take pictures of that and document it. That gives them a really great way to make memories with their family, friends, whoever it is that's taking them to these experiences. But it also eliminates all of the toy noise, is what I guess I call it. There's no toy noise, so there's no extra toys coming into your house and threatening to take over your home. I like the idea of creating memories because I want my child to have those bonding experiences with the ones that we love and the ones that we know. And to me, that's gonna last way longer than a toy is, but that's everybody's own decision. So if that's something you don't love or something that is not important to you, totally cool. You can feel free to ignore my tip number 4. No worries, I will not be offended. Number 5. This one, so important. Make your kids clean up their own mess. Make your kids clean up their own mess. This one's so big. And this one's probably next to like setting a limit and like sticking to the limit of toys you're gonna have, this is probably the hardest one to do. Because if we're being really honest, it is way easier for me to grab a bunch of toys and throw them in a bin myself. And it's way, 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 way faster. I can clean up all the toys in probably less than 2 or 3 minutes. Whereas if my child is helping, or if I make my child do it all by herself, it probably takes a good 10 or 15 minutes. But I promise you, this tip will pay off so greatly in the end. If you can get your kids to clean up their own messes and supervise, and use that phrase, put all the toys in the gray bins, get them to learn how to put their toys in the bins, putting all that work in will pay off later so that you don't have to continue to clean up toys. and they will know how to do it well, and they will do it right every time because it's the same thing every time. It's super fantastic, I promise you. For the most part, I try to make her clean up her own toys, and now she's 3.5, and all I have to do is tell her to clean up her toys. Now I might have to remind her a couple times along the way of cleaning up her toys, but I don't have to stand over her anymore and force her to put this toy in a certain spot or put this toy in the bin. I just tell her, clean up your toys, put them all in the gray bins, and then she does it. When she's done, she comes and tells me that she's done. Then I check to make sure that she actually did what she said she did. If not, then she gets some sort of consequence for not telling the truth or being lazy with putting her toys away. If she did do it, then we get high fives, hugs, praises, all that. And then we move on with our day. But she's so good at cleaning up toys. And I really think it's because I tried to discipline myself and to make that something that I forced her to do every single time, and tried so hard to fight the temptation to just do it myself because it's faster. So, sounds like a lot of work right now, and I'm not gonna lie, it is a lot of work, but it will be worth it, and you can do it. So those are my 5 tips for keeping your toys organized. It is, once you get going and once you get into a rhythm, it's not hard at all, I promise. You just have to make a commitment to stay on top of it and to continually assess where all the toys are at. Me personally, we throw out toys on a regular basis or give them to Goodwill, give them to friends, whatever. And I also am a big fan of cycling toys. I have one Rubbermaid bin. I put a bunch of toys in there, put them up in the attic for a while. And then whenever I feel like it, I don't really have like a set time, but whenever I feel like it, I bring them out and put other toys in those bins that she's currently playing with, and let her use the toys that were put away. So it's kind of like she has new toys every couple months or so. And then when new toys come in, we donate other toys or give them away, and or throw them away if they're broken, and go from there. So Mama, I know it might seem overwhelming, but it's totally possible to do it. Oh, before I go, I have 2 bonus tips that I want to give you. Encourage generosity with your children. That is a great way to get rid of toys. So teaching your children not to be attached to their toys, but always be willing at any moment to give a toy away to a friend, or to Goodwill, or one of those thrifting stores, or throwing them away if they're broken. Teaching them that continuously not only encourages them to not be emotionally attached to their toys, but it breeds a culture of generosity, and that's amazing to teach in a child, how to be generous with the things that you have. Whew, stores. Stores are hard sometimes. Sometimes it's easy to reward kids' good behavior with a toy while you're at a store. If I can make a suggestion, do not set that precedent. Try to set the precedent that every time you go to a store, they should not be expecting a toy. They will not get a toy, and make sure that you stick with that. You can teach your children self-discipline in stores. So there's nothing wrong with finding a toy like a ball. My daughter loves to play with the little bouncy balls. So we get a ball, play with it for a little bit, and then we put it back, and then we talk about how we have toys at home, or we have bouncy balls like that at home, and we don't need another one. But the stores are, especially department stores where they have a toy section, are really great times to teach your children self-discipline, and also minimalism, I guess, in a way, that we don't need this toy because we have other toys at home. So if you can stick with that precedent, if you can stick with that rule, your kids will eventually learn, when we go to a store, that doesn't automatically mean I get a toy. And I'm okay with that. I don't need a toy.
Mama,
Yeah?
you want to read that again?
Yes. So that's it. Toy organization is possible. You can do it. If you have any questions or any tips of your own that you like to use, or any comments, feel free to leave them down below. Don't forget to subscribe. We love to have you here. We love to hear about what you're doing in your life and how your life relates to ours and all of those great things. So be blessed in Jesus' name. Have a great weekend, y'all, and be free of toys. You can do it. See you later. So I've had the privilege. Sayla! What are you doing? Okay, my baby was stomping on the floor upstairs, and now I don't remember where I'm at. What that gonna say? I'm using this little remote thing to like turn my camera on and off, which is so fancy, I know. But I can never tell if it's actually on. So I could be recording this right now and it's not even recording, and